Season 4 has arrived in the Bazaar, and with it a slew of changes, mostly a lot of cooldown increases to items, slowing the game down, but also Vanessa got a lot of new items with her new pack, so today we're going to check that out, and there is some possible singular weapon stuff we could do with the new pack. Maybe not the most likely. There's kind of some weapon combo stuff I'd like to try out, so we'll get the silencer. Maybe it plays, maybe it doesn't. This is something we actually could do, singular weapon, and that could be pretty fun if we could even just kind of crow's nest this, make kind of a simple build there. 5-second weapon, 4.7 with the addition of the silencer, and that extra shield, if we could get it a little higher, could stack up and be kind of useful. But of course, this thing too, the first one time you crit with this, each fight you take no damage. I believe that goes up for an extra time each time you do upgrade it. So, could be interesting there. Go ahead and roll here. Yeah, because early, we want more of a wider board. So we can put these two out, buff them up. We can do some good stuff with that. And we'll probably go for Kyber Drone here, just so we can try to get trained, because there's some good combos we could do there. I've played one run in normal, and looked at some of the items in the pack. The ones I really tried were wetware, which I thought was pretty darn cool. I had an Oni's mask, but I didn't get to use it at all just because I couldn't have really a build that was working for it. But then what I was really liking was the bladed hoverboard. That item seems amazing. I was using it next to a dive weights, and then I had a shiny piano. That is very nice. We got that, and making that 2 times on a pufferfish I had, so I had a pretty fun run right there. Might even just take some more health here, since we already got everything we're going to want to use on this next fight. We'll go to Pip here. So we'll see what we can grab on this run, what they want to give us. Now, immediately upgrading something here is interesting to me. We could just do the Preserver, which is just nice to get some extra life on us. Like I said, Cyber Psy, we'll look this up to be sure. I'm pretty sure, yeah, so you get 2 times for crits giving no damage at silver, and it goes to 40 damage, which is actually pretty good. If we're going to go wide weapon at all for a little while, though, doing Shark Claws would be very smart. Shark Claws does have a 6-second cooldown now, which, you know, kind of sucks, but it's probably for the best. They've done that to try to slow the game down a little bit. Hopefully we can win here. We'll try our best at least. I need to play more to see if that's really the case. I feel like they should have addressed more so... What does this guy have? Okay. He's got some heals. Yeah, I feel like he might... I mean, we're going to scale. He's going to have poison. A little bit of regen to battle that poison until it hits 5 at least. But he's got those heals too, and his own regen, so... I think we're going to... We can get to Sandstorm maybe with the Preserver. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm interested to see how everything's playing out. I kind of wish they touched more like base ways that things work, such as destroy and freeze and whatnot, and maybe even slow. Like, I want to see that stuff actually addressed. We're completely fine here, by the way, which is nice. So we love Preserver. Because I think those mechanics are just still really strong, and I think it's weird that they didn't touch them at all. They just instead pumped up cooldowns on everything, which isn't a non-solution. Like, I think it's definitely going to help, don't get me wrong, but at the same time, let's look at smalls. Could be something here for us. I don't think it's a be-all end-all type of thing. Narwhal, still 4 seconds, did not get the cooldown increase, so could be good if we're going to go any kind of wide-ish weapon-ish at the beginning here. A fast weapon is always nice. And if we are going to go that, I'll buy our grappling hook, just because if this board expands, at the very least we could put those 2 on the board with what we already have, and have a fine way to attack this next day. This Lost Crate, same thing as it always was. You can either get medium item or skills. It just looks a little different. And honestly, that's pretty nice. Okay. Get some extra damage on these size here. We'll go ahead and do that. And Ventriloquist scares me a little bit. I wouldn't even mind Rush. One of the big things they changed is now the XP from these enemies, so you can just see it's on the HP bars, which is very interesting. Then, of course, the markers for the gold as well. So you could fight big enemies like Corsair or Lich, something like that, and even if you can't beat them, you can still get XP from them, which I think is cool. I think that's a good change so that you can take those riskier fights. And there's a lot of times when you're like, I don't know if I can beat that enemy, but you don't want to risk not leveling as much as you can, so you just don't even take it. But now you can still risk taking that fight, and even if it doesn't work out, at least you still get some XP, probably level on that day, which is very nice. Calico is nice in a wider weapon build because you can get those big crits once you have some other weapons go off a few times. So we'll even hold him. Later nerfed 4 seconds. Oh yeah, much there. It's gonna sell you. Although I'm gonna hold that for now. There's Oni Mask, which if we do a bit of a wider, or if we want to go for that, we want slows. So we'll see, because I could work with this guy too. If we get him critting, that could go into the Oni Mask really well. We just don't really have any money, and I don't really want to sell much, so I'll just get a free weapon apparel. Sure, that's fine. Actually, a pretty good item right here. This can go well with like wetware because you need another tech item to bring its cooldowns down. So this one can work pretty well for you. I like the idea of the extra crit, but at 10%, I feel like it's not that crazy. Whereas I could just have Calico in there to stack up and hit a big crit, or I could put in Narwhal, which I think is what I'm going to do, and we'll go from there. Only having bronze and life preserver still, not as good. I wish we could have got it to silver. It would have gone to 400 or 600. I think it's 600 at silver, actually. Would have been nice there, because this guy does have some good shielding and healing and showcase, so it's going to be kind of tough to beat him. That bad blocker is not going to be the biggest thing in the world, just because it doesn't have any multicast yet. But, of course, Silk, very good. Cargo Short's very good. We're going to scale our damage, so it's just really about, can we scale damage enough to break through his shield and keep him down, and then win in the Sandstorm? And we're gonna see. Did they change this art on Narwhal? They always have little like red pieces coral down here, like a treasure chest. Or am I crazy? I don't know. I had a really fun single weapon Obsidian Narwhal build last season before it ended, and made it like really far in, and it was a good time. Again, thank you, Life Preserver. We really like that. Helps if you fall overboard on your cruise when you buy the drink package and you get a little too tipsy. You know what I'm saying? We've all been there. Coast Guard's gonna come pick you up, but they toss you one of these bad boys and you're feeling a lot better once you get back on the ship. But it also helps us out in the Bazaar. Again, more slow items. If we are doing weapons right now, I'm fine looking at them, because there's some of those new weapons we could possibly get, and even Calico is fine. Don't particularly want to go and buy a Zorkid right now. He is nerfed as well. That's interesting. This is also interesting.
Use it well.
Again, just kind of buying stuff so where when the board expands again, I can just go boop and shove that stuff out there. I don't necessarily want to reroll this silencer. Like, I can transform it, but I don't super want to do that in case I can find like a crow's nest, because I would look to do single weapon with this thing. As right now, though, we don't have any way to focus it up. That's a nice weapon right there. To the point that I would sell this stuff for, just because it's a quicker weapon. If we are doing wide weapon for the very second, we want the faster weapons, right? And hover bike, we don't scale super fast. I wouldn't honestly mind Frost Street Challenger, just because his skill is really good. If we can find any way to freeze consistently at all, which is a little tougher on Vanessa. But if we could, it could be just another way to scale weapons, which if we do want to simplify down to single weapon, you never know. Maybe you get lucky and you get like a really good freezing item. You can find like a pearl and you get an icy nesting doll, and that could go off a bunch and scale a single weapon up, right? Something like that, you never know. So if you can get a chance at this, it could be fine. And the weights as well. We could also just put that on board. Yeah, so we could put this on board when our board expands here and get a second thing to scale our weapons instead of putting 2 more weapons on the board, which might be the play. Honestly, for right now, we should trade this out for this anyways, because it's 5 seconds versus 4 seconds. So again, Revolver, not one of the items that got increased cooldowns. Small and mediums. Let's check mediums. Hey, look, we just said nesting dolls. There it is. Probably won't roll here. Another ammo item. Don't have the idea of that with Revolver. It could be good, but it's only 1 second charge. If it was 2 second charge, I'd really look at it. Let's just explore the board here. Expand the board. Maybe I'll just level the Life Preserver because it's saved us twice already. We need to get like an actual pivot to something more long-term here, I'll move you over. You're doing 10 every 6, which makes it 30 every 6. Could be something. We might be better off just with 2 more weapons, but we'll see. Let's see what aquatic we get here. I like that, actually. Again, some extra little slows there. We did get rid of that amber. I think I'd rather do that, though. 2 slows coming out for 3 seconds, especially on a pig who are a lot more healing and shield focused a lot of the time. Could help slow him down to the point that we could scale enough to take him down. Looks like he's going the new Piggles launcher here, and then a bunch of Piggles, probably premium ones. Mostly regular Piggles. This one's going to be giving burn to this. This one's going to be giving shield to this. This one's going to be damage to this. So he has a really nice setup here. Piggles, I've seen they were very, very overpowered, it looked like. And I think they're still very strong. We already lost our life preserver there, so we're pretty screwed. He just has so much damage coming out. We're going to smack him pretty good here and get really close, but just not quite going to be able to do that. Yeah, he's using the good items. The slows were nice. If we had some other weapons in there, maybe, but at the same time, it's like, well, yeah, you were a little bit of damage away. You would have killed him. Yeah, but we were also slowing him down to the point that we would have died faster had we not been getting 3-second slows out there multiple times, right? So you can't really equate that simply. Okay, well, there is the shurikens, which I like the idea of a lot. Yeah, they will get the damage bump before they go off. Could even put them next to incendiary rounds and get some extra ammo on them. Which I am interested in. I might just drop Preserver after this day because it didn't help us win there. Not that it can't help us win regardless. He has larges. I'm going to look. Tortuga and Integrated HUD. Okay. Let's do a couple things here. Let's maybe wide weapon. If we're gonna wide weapon, let's do it in a way that we can get as much crit as possible. So this guy, again, the item to the right of this has 10% crit chance. When you crit with the item to the right of this, slow an item. So here's where we could start looking more towards an Oni mask and have it be very helpful to us. Let's put the crit amulet in, because then 33%, 15%. Yeah, decent percent all around. Let me roll one more time just to see. Okay, so there's the crow's nest, and there's dart launcher. So here's where we have to decide what we want to do. The problem if we wanted to go single weapon is just we don't have really much scaling right now, except for trained. Since we do have trained, we could put dart launcher in and get more scaling out of him, but he needs to be adjacent to a slow item. Does this count as a slow item? I think it should, right? I'm not completely sure. But I'm interested enough to try on the PvE and figure it out. Because then a few times that can slow and scale us some damage. And we do still have left-handed, which I'm fine leaving on the cyber side. But I should probably put on revolver just because it's a lower cooldown and it has a higher crit chance. We could even put it on shuriken. Do we have right eye and left-handed? We do it like this. And then we'll put you over here, perhaps. And, well, you need to be next to that. If that's going to work. In which case, I'd rather have it how we had it before, I think. Yeah, we'll leave it like that for now. Let's check out Blood Reef. If he gives me a free crow's nest, then I will just have it. And then if we get the chance to kind of pivot away to single weapon, then we could much easier, right? Here goes size. Shoots 5 times there. I would love to get a bladed surfboard. The thing has some crazy grind down it can do. Especially with this, because this goes off and then, nice crit. It just shoots out and it procs the surfboard that many times too. So that could be really good, especially if we keep Shark Claws in for some more scaling on that. That's not bad, honestly. Just a little bit extra damage. So that's something I'm interested in, which is a medium item, but I kind of just want to take the shield just to see if we can go in with our weapons here. I did not pay attention to see if this was counting as a slow item. I think it did, right? That was my fault. I should have paid attention on that. We are not going to poison because it's not next to a poison item. It's another thing. It has to be adjacent to a poison item, unfortunately. First time you fall below half health each fight, slow 2 items would be 2 procs of trained. We don't want to fall below half health, but that is good, especially because there's a lot of finesse items that do scale off that or proc off that slow later on. We could just get a Cinders for this guy. Skills are like kind of too good to sleep on if we get a good one, and Bloodhound is certainly a good one. Weird cells here. I know that Wetware, though, needs a piece of tech. Sure, your tech. Okay, your tech. Let me keep that in mind. Your tech, too. Last run I did when I had that item, I only had 1 tech, and it was a random laser pistol, whatever that thing is called, that I had. Which is funny that I got a second one on my next run. So, doesn't mean we need to use it, though. Yep, so that is scaling us a little bit. So that's scaling with the Shark Claws. Nice little crit. There we go. Yeah. We're good here. We're going to punch him in the face pretty good before he can really nice crit. Get his regen online. Solar Farm Mac. Honestly, pretty cool there. When you burn, charge this 2 seconds. Yeah, he's kind of weird that he has that in when he is going poison right now. But regardless, that was a good Bloodhound Rushdown too, I will say. So that's what we're looking for. I'll keep looking at smalls, because we do want to upgrade these guys now if we can. And this is actually a great item for us too. And then we could level up our Corzina Crest and keep getting more crit. And I wouldn't even mind just selling this Silencer if we have to. But let's see here. So it slows 1 item, and that slow amount of targets does go up when you upgrade it, as far as I know. And when you slow or crit this, and adjacent weapons gain +5 damage for the fight. So this basically has train built into it, right? So you want to grab that. You're going to want to take something off board to put that on. For right now, that's probably just going to have to be you. And then I'll sell these 2 so I can upgrade this. We want to get as much crit going as we can. And then we want to put this next to 2 items if we can. I want this to have the crit chance. Just so when it spams out, we can go Licko mode on it. But it'll scale as this goes off. Yeah, because it's just when you slow or crit. Yeah, so this could scale a lot of things. If we're having this here anyways, it's taking the right eye. So we can just pull Revolver over, or we can just pull you over. Or we can just pull Dart Launcher over, because this is also a slow item. But for now, let's put it on the size, because there's still a pretty quick weapon there at 5 seconds. 6 seconds, then 8 seconds, of course, times 5. We want to level that up so we can get more ammo on it. That's a nice free upgrade there. Already on gold with that, so it's going to slow 2 items for 1 second. That's pretty nice. So that's 2 slows. So that's, again, 2 of train now. So that's pretty good for us. And just because we have so many small items, we really want to look for Diamond Fangs here. This is only going to 4 times cast now, which kind of sucks because we took out the Incendiary rounds, but that should be fine. Because look at that. We're just trying to get as much damage. So that's 70 times 4 right there. And then, of course, each time it shoots one, it's going to get the trained and this bonus as well. So, and it's all buffing Cyber Size as well, going back down to these guys. And that's actually amazing. We can buff the heck out of a Shiny Fang. I'm kind of at the point where we don't necessarily need Shark Claws. I love the crit chance on this thing, but you will be better. We don't even necessarily need this super much right now. But since this scales off crit and slow, I'd rather have as much crit chance as I can, which is why I like this item over this one. But regardless, we'll sail with it for now. Let's just start off with as much damage as we can going into this next day, so we can try to breeze to 4 wins here, and then keep going from there. That's just 14 gold for all these weapons we have. So we'll take that, because then we can actually hit a shop instead of the last crate and see if we have any good upgrades here. Mr. Richardson would even need that bag, because we're slowing a good bit, and that would give us some survivability. So we could take out Shark Claws and put in Richardson and the Revolver. What I'm actually going to do, though, let's go like that, and then roll me. Okay, just seeing if we had anything else there. Sextant, not even that bad of an idea either. Just a lot of, it's medium, so we have to take these both out again. Especially when I have this. I want to have this having the most ammo that it can, so it can scale us as much as possible, because it's like our main scaling right now. But that would give us more crit chance, and more crit is also scaling on Kusari Gamma on our adjacent weapons, of course. I'm not going to worry about it too much for right now. I like having the extra ammo in here. I want the extra ammo in here, but this is adjacent weapon. So if I want to buff this, I need to have it adjacent. And I want this on here. Although, I'm like, could I possibly put you like that? Yeah, and then you get the extra ammo. And then you're still next to a slow, or you're still next to a slow weapon because you slow. So you're still slowing. You won't get buffed anymore, but you will, which is kind of fine with me because you're honestly a faster weapon than this guy. And trained is still buffing everything too. The shark claws takeout might be a bad idea, but then again, that's more overtime ramping, and we could fit 2 more good items, especially with the shiny Fang on board. Rex Specs now is a base 11-second cooldown, I think. 10 right there. Maybe it's because he's silver, I'm not quite sure. So hopefully we can get to blood down there and then boop, rush him down. You destroy our crit chance, which kind of sucks too, but luckily that rush down there is perfect. Right when this goes off, 95, and let's see how much damage that thing did. Also, it feels really vindicating to just beat the smack out of these dinosaurs before this disgusting Rex Specular can do anything to me. 505 right there, only 50, but of course he's there for the buffs. 100 from this, 120, 177, 460 from that shiny Fang. I wish I could get shiny Fang next to you, which actually technically I could, couldn't I? As long as you're adjacent to this, then you're adjacent to a slow item. And you're critting a lot anyways. You're our best crit chance item, so you might as well be with this. Okay, let's run it like that so we can buff up the shiny Fang and go a little brazy mode with it. Now the question I have is, can I go like this? Because then we can start with the left-handed on here, so it's starting at base 30 and going up from there. I think that's a really good idea. And then we can move y'all over like this so that you have even more crit chance from right eye. Perfect. That's a good setup right there. We have some money. We can check out Kaz. Maybe we get a... Okay, I was going to say, a shield and enchanted item, so we can actually get a little more survivability there. So what is this? When you crit with the item to the right of this, shield 20. Not crazy, but could be worse. Again, Richardson there could be good for us. We could even piggy bank a Cove, but let's keep chilling on it, try to make some more money. Again, get the extra damage for the rest of the day. Starting off is really darn good. I mean, this starting off at 55 times 5, and before it goes off, it's going to be much above that. Infernal, again, I want to check these harder bosses sometimes, these harder monsters, because even though they're tough, we have Bloodhound, so if we can get down to half health on them, I'm pretty sure we can rush them down. But even if we can't fully kill them, watching our shurikens go off here, first of all, is going to be crazy burst. Beautiful. Even if we couldn't kill them, as long as we can get most of the way, we can get most of this XP. So I think that's a great change, honestly. That was just such a smart thing for them to do. 570 there, 635 from that Fang. That's good. I'd love to get some haste out there. And honestly, since you're not even critting that much, when you do crit, a second invulnerability is amazing. I like that. I like that. I like that a lot.
When you're ready, I'll send you to Oregon.
He's gonna buff the heck out of this, which is not that crazy. And this will buff all of this. Okay. Big potential for sure. Are there anything in here? Bronze. Nope. Let's start getting a little bit of health. Especially if we're doing wide weapon, if we're gonna keep doing this rush down with the Bloodhound. As much health as we can get. Hold on a second. We might be able to get a big item that increases our... Ooh, yes please. Amount of value before we sell stuff, which we're not on this page. I will roll though. Is that it? Nope. I do love Shadowed Cloak. That would solve a little bit of haste problems, but I think it takes up too much space on the board unless we are willing to trade out Cybersai, which I kind of am. Okay. You get out of here, you get out of here. Y'all go away because we're not increasing your value anyways. Any damage boost I can get, I want to put that into Shuriken. And then, do you want the extra slow on you? You're slowing 2 items. Okay, we want the extra slow on you. You're slowing the most. There we go, 2 items for 2 seconds. That's pretty sick. Get more crit chance going. A little bit of burn is nothing bad. I guess we'll do that for now. And then what I need to do... Don't want the crit chance on you. Sure, for now, I'm fine with it. Well, we need to figure out... I'm going to hold this at the very least, because we could take out Cyber Size and cloak something. We can't cloak this, because this needs to be on the left of the revolver. We can't really cloak either of the... I mean, you could cloak this, but what's the point? It would just run out of ammo, right? If you cloak this, it's not next to this, so it's not getting the most scaling it could. So at that point, it's kind of like... That's the problem with the cloak right now. I could...
I may be young for
Yeah, I could technically put it, take out the Cyber Size, and put it next to the dart launcher, so that it gets its own haste. And in 4 seconds, it's pretty darn good. There we go, got the Cyber Size and vulnerability there, if you saw. If you ever look at our health bar, and you see when it turns pink, that's the indicator in this game for invulnerability. So it is going off, so we can keep raising that crit chance. Get this up to a 30% at Diamond, and then find some more skills for crit chance. That could go kind of blicko. I mean, I want to keep it on board. I want to get it leveled up and see about running it like this. Honestly, I don't even... There's not really any larges that I'm, like, super wanting of right now. Not that I'm... Yeah. Not that I'm super thinking of. If we have some slows, Anglerfish is possible, but I would probably just sell it instead. Portal would be amazing, but with how many weapons we have, we gotta go to the weapon shop and see what upgrades we can get. Mantis Shrimp could go kind of sicko with it. But let me hold that. And there's hoverboard, like I want to run. So you know what? Really like Cyber Psy. This combo here is just so good to get those crits out, to keep this pumping. I could run hoverboard instead of Cyber Psy. It really would give us so much more burst. Take that out. Put this on board, and we need to decide where we want to put it is the next thing. Not bad here, because Shiny Fang goes off so much, and then Dart Launcher's going off a bunch. Obviously here is really good, because it takes the left-handed, and then when this goes off 5 times, this goes off 5 times. This is buffing itself, and then the trained is still going to keep going off and buffing this guy as well. Let's take a... fight here, which this guy's a scary fight, but let's take it so you can see the hoverboard. So watching this launches, although it's not next to that, so it's only times 4 now, but you'll see it'll go off 4 times, and the hoverboard will shoot 4 times as well. So it's going to be 4 times 80, but of course it's buffing with all the extra from trained. There we go, we can take him down, perfect. So that is good, and I'll show you the damage on that. Up to 137 there. We're scaling good, especially with Bloodhound. The Rushdown's just crazy. See, this did more than this. Of course, it has the left-handed. But you went 7 times. Honestly, the hoverboard's better next to the Fang, which is good. We can keep our optimal setup for the shurikens, and then just keep you here. And of course, you're adjacent to this guy too, so as many times as he goes off, you are gonna as well. This doesn't get crit chance, which is kind of a bummer in my opinion. We'll take slow skills. Anything can help us slow more or scale crit off slows. First time you slow each fight, freeze 2 items. Obviously, just great. Or freeze 1 item, excuse me, for 2 seconds. First time you use a large item, we're not doing that. Let's take the freeze. That's a 4-second freeze, which is pretty sick. Aimbot is a new merchant. He sells crit items, which I would like to check out so we can get integrated HUD leveled up and our Corzina crest. Like, fights are so good, but yeah, we can get that too. That's beautiful. I should have read exactly what that does on level, but it's going to scale us 10 damage instead and slows 2 items, so even that's just way more scaling. Custom scope could actually be useful for us, but let's roll and see. No other upgrades. Okay, not bad, not bad. I wanted an integrated HUD upgrade. If we can get this guy to 100% crit, that'd be sick. This guy's new too. I don't know if it's antiquarian or antiquarian, you know, because it's like antiques, right? But I think it's antiquarian. He's holding the little chimeric egg, right? That's pretty funny. Relics? I don't think we have any relics on board. You're a relic, and I wouldn't mind getting you all the way. But I'd rather just take an 800 shield in a Rushdown build that's kind of peak. And cheese. I feel like I was watching a video or a stream of someone else playing Bazaar, and I literally saw this guy the other day. I do want to try to get high rank this season. You can see my my rug right there is the diamond one from last season, because I put some grind time in at the end of the last season and worked my way up. because I was like, you know, I'd like to see what kind of rank I could hit, and I got up to diamond, and I was pretty happy about that. Big rushdown there. Oh my god, the Bloodhound rushdown. Oh, did you see that animation on the elemental depth charge when it went off? It had like a little radar ping around it. I will say that's one thing. 529, 760, beautiful. That they have done really well this season is making just really cool animations and improvements to the game and how fast it runs. Like, look how fast the stash opens now. It just looks great. There's just all these new animations. Everything looks so good and snappy, and I just love it. All right. This is literally me when I see you, because I have to try to riz you up, because you are looking so snacky today, baby. I want to eat you the frick up. Now, they did nerf this guy. Same thing with B1 and B2. They can only show up once per run. I think it's a little silly. Like, make them show up at least once every couple days would be kind of fine, but still. Let's decide what we want to upgrade here. I'd love to do this to get an extra ammo on it and turn its damage up a little bit. I would love to do surfboard, or hoverboard, excuse me, because it goes straight to 60, which how much damage the thing is doing combined with these two is amazing. And this guy can go to 30% crit chance, bring this guy to his 78%. So there's some really good options there. You can even upgrade this guy, but it doesn't get extra ammo, it's just extra burn, so I don't really care too much about that. I think I'm going to do hoverboard. I really want to do shuriken, but I think hoverboard's the right choice. It goes to 80 at diamond, I believe. So let's rock with that and get whatever extra XP we can, especially for this fight, which it is Dr. Vortex, who I will take. Just keep pushing as much gold as we can, especially if we can get him to drop this. This thing sells for a lot, which we do need some money. I believe surfboard, or hoverboard, excuse me, did also get kind of nerfed because before it was giving cooldown to its adjacent items as well, which is obviously really sick, and then they decided, you know, that's a little too strong, which bums me out. I didn't get to play day one, of course. It's day two now, which is fine. I would love that. Thank you. We can put that on our dart launcher to get more slows, which is more scaling, but I would love to just shove it on there. I just get 2 light bulbs. Why did I get 2 light bulbs? I don't know. It's good money though. It's storming outside right now. It's been raining all day.
What can I get
And just
you?
like a huge thunder just went off. Like I have my window to the right. I mean, I just saw like
You might try
it fill up with light, and I'm like,
Real friendly
it's 2 in the morning. That doesn't seem right, but it's just, you know, God showing his rage with me having a decent run. Okay, Chris Pisani. I'm interested to see. Of course, we're going to get to 10. I'm interested to see what we want to do with our enchantment when we get there. We'll see what they give us. Maybe a nice crit chant, like a deadly. Ooh, does he have freezes with that? No. But he does have a nice Piglet launcher here. Let's see if we can get him to half health. I think we can rush him down. We just need those shurikens to go off, and we're going to be set, I think. Right there. Beautiful. Look, there's even a crit in there. Yeah, I wish we could have ran the size, because the invulnerability from that I think is really cool. I'm going to look to maybe do a single weapon with like Julian perhaps with that one day. I think it'd be really cool. At the very least, you will be seeing this video because we got to 7 at the very least, and that's always my goal for a video. I tend to think it's a impressive enough run if I can get something to 7. I do want to keep taking HP, and I almost did there. But this is just the time when this board isn't really going to change much. I really wanted to go to the weapon vendor there too, just because everything's a weapon basically. But this guy's skill will be so useless for us. Let's go ahead and get the extra damage for the day, because that starting damage is just so big on a weapon rushdown board. I would really love to get Bloodhound leveled up if we can find like a Grandmaster, get that to 3 seconds charge. It would be huge for us. But as much ammo as we can get on this guy too is great. Now, I took those shot glasses because it would be a crazy amount of scaling really quickly for us. Now, shot glasses was nerfed quite a bit. That's nice for selling. Let's level here, and then I'll kind of talk about that. Now, here's something cool. If we make this or this, which we're not going to do this, but if we make hoverboard poison, then this will start to poison. Not a bunch, but a little bit, which is pretty sick. Kind of feeling like we need some healing, though, as a little bit of sustain. I want to look at Shuriken really quick. Its restorative is heal equal to this damage, which is pretty sick, because when it goes off, it would just be a bunch of heal procs, right? But at the same time, hoverboard is great too. Does that heal equal to its... Yes, it does heal equal to its damage. So that would be pretty nice as well, because with all these going off, it would always proc this. So I think what I'm going to do, as much as I want to kind of make this more damage coded, I want some more survivability, so we're going to do this. You know, every time this goes off twice, it's 285. Every time this goes off, it's another 85 heal. And you sell poison items, which could be for you.
Poison is medicine's opposite. I am a doctor of sorts.
I'll roll with the chance of getting this guy to diamond. We're not going to. Blowgun actually interests me quite a bit. I just love you as our crit weapon. So much so that I'll probably pass on that. Although the question becomes, how much are you critting that we even technically need integrated HUD? Because we could just take this off. If we took that off, we could take that off. And then we could put in shot glasses and blowgun. Which I think I might try for a fight. And I know positioning, so hold on a second. So we're going to put this over here. This still does up 28% crit. And actually, this is a poison item, so now this is going to poison 2. So, shot glasses, it only has 1 ammo, as you can see, at base now on silver. And it's a 5-second cooldown. Let's see if we can get a big smack XP here. Nice. Okay, we could go for Toxic Flame. Did get nerfed quite a bit itself. We could look for some crit skills. I think that's what we need to do. Anything we can get to raise our crit chance would be great. 50% crit chance. When you use an item, all your items will lose 10%. I do not love that. Although, maybe we... No, we don't like that. When you burn, your items gain crit chance. Burning from this, but not enough that I think that's, like, great. When you crit, your poison items gain poison. Also not terrible. Let's throw those in the abyss and look for something else. Haha, very funny. This, actually... More scaling. We're critting a good bit, regardless. This guy's doing really bad, which is like, oh, yay, hooray, we can kill him. No, he's still a pig, and he's still getting in the later days, and also he's on lethal, so he has his enchant. Yeah, he has 8,300 health. Holy schmack. How does he has belt? Oh, he has Caltrops. I think he's gonna kill us. Just because that Caltrops. I don't know. Yeah, because we can't get him to half health, I don't think, even with the shurikens to get our Rushdown. Yeah, and his slows are going crazy. There's our Rushdown right there. Oh my god, okay. Now see, this is up to 271. I'm not showing you how much healing this did, but that was such a good enchant that we picked right there. That kept us alive. That thing was getting up there too. Went off once. See how much damage we did? We healed ourselves more than we did damage with those Caltrops. If you had that damage up on that thing, you'd be doing well. But, whew, that went well. Yeah, see, it's doing 2,000, 3,300. This is our main source of schmackage right there. And this is also 200 damage now from that blowgun. I love blowgun. You can just raise its damage up like that. It goes off one time. And that extra bit of poison is just helping us tick them down, especially if it can... Wow, another one of these Jamokes? Sure. If it can cross them over under that half health, then everything just boop, charges up with Bloodhound, so we love that. Okay.
It is
okay, give us every node that can possibly give us XP. I think it's cute or whatever. Gold tier gunpowder. This will give us 2 extra ammo. I'm putting everything into shuriken. Like this, sure, it's more scaling. This is more scaling. This is our Rushdown. This item is at 8 now. That's the thing. You don't need Juggler. I don't know if I can beat Volcus, but I can still try, because we can still get some XP from him. So let's give it a go. I want to see what the shuriken can do to this guy. 11, yeah. We'll get those off. We don't get as much scaling. We can get some poison out there too, though, when we get the blowgun to go off. Watch the shuriken. Right there, ding, 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 times 8. Those damage numbers just stacking up there is beautiful. Okay. I'm just always scared to fight freeze enemies. But with a bit of a wider board, we can kind of get everything going off, at least. So, that was a good choice first there. Shield enchants again. I'd love to see we have that cryo sleeve to sell. So we'll roll him just to see what's on the second page. No shield enchants. I would really like if there was. Like, I got shield enchanted shuriken. I would love that. Let's health max as much as we can for the rest of this. Because we're getting a lot of XP. Like, we got so much XP on that day. Fought the big enemy, got 2 different XP nodes. So, we're almost to 13. We're level up on this guy, which hopefully means we have more health than him. But I'm just going to start investing a lot of my money into chocolate bars whenever I can. Yeah, we have 100 more health than him. That's pretty sick. He has the Oni mask, and it's actually slowing with the Probo. Ooh, and he probably has the slow enchant on that, yeah. Or the slow quest, I should say, because Vanessa now has a quest item. This actually could be scary here if our shurikens can't go off, which they are perma-slowed. There they go. Oh my god. When I tell you my entire sphincter was absolutely just clenched. Man. Okay. Beautiful. That, let me tell you, there was nothing leaking out of there because I was clenched to the max. Could just shove some more damage on Big Boy here. Don't really have much money to do anything else. And this costs 5, so let's go ahead and do it. The question is, do I want to put it on you or do I want to put it on you? I kind of want to put it on you. If I put it on this, it starts off with more heals, right? Which I just love. Upgrade and item. Level 13. Okay. I really love these so much. They get an extra ammo, but this guy's done so well for us. I want to put it to diamond. Like, this item is awesome. It's just going crazy. Now it's all the way up to 90. Don't have enough for gold chalkies or even silver chalkies, but regular chalkies would be nice. I'd like to get this to diamond if I could. Would be kind of sick with it. 8 seconds. Okay, but I could slow your items. Because you usually have to beat this guy within 7 seconds before his stuff goes off here. But if I can slow those... Because once the caltrops level up, it's scary. I'm like... Okay. We're gonna die. Yeah. But we got all of his XP, so it truly only matters in terms of we didn't get an item from him. Or like the chance to get a skill. Oop, reconnecting. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, chill, chill, chill. I'm only gonna level if I take this, right? Yep. So let's do so. Let's just take some gold. Leveling is the most important thing we can do right there. Because this could be our last fight. Hopefully, it's our last fight. Diamond tier skill could be anything that could help us rush down more. Like Flurry of Blows. First 8 times you use a weapon each fight, charge one other item. This is really good too. When you slow your weapons, gain 6 damage for the fight. Just even more scaling. Oh man, as much as I want to do that, I'm like just charging our weapons. That's why we've got this far, is because of Bloodhound, right? So the more charging we can get, the better. And by the time Shurikens goes off, we'll probably have gotten enough items off. But even if we haven't, then this will deal the rest of them. But, I mean, even with shot glasses, plasma grenades did get nerfed. A lot of goofy items got nerfed because he was just the bane of everyone's existence. Let me use my shurikens, please, please. Let me use my shurikens. I want to play. Oh my god, you suck. Who even plays dually? You're sitting here with a neural toxin on the board, brother. I'm sitting here with a restorative bladed hoverboard, absolutely shoving it straight up your coocher. You don't know who you are. You don't know who I am. You're not taking me to the dance. I'm taking you to the dance. And we're doing the fricking Congo, baby. You don't know who you are. Okay. That was absolutely beautiful. Love to see it. I mean, 1485 right there. When this went off, it was just so nice. Shot glasses were a nice addition to the board. 150 poison even there, just ticking down, ticking down. This thing scaling us. Only went off 2 times because he had a lot of slow coming at us too. But, I mean, the amount of just burst, especially with the shiny fang next to this hunk right here, with the amount of healing, that was keeping us in it. We would not have gotten a 10 if we didn't make this restorative, because that bit of survivability just brought us over the edge. So that was absolutely beautiful. Like, oh man, that's great. First ranked run of the season, get a dub, get to use some new items, and honestly, this pack feels really nice because it feels really intuitive. Like, the items go together really well, but they also go with old items really well, you know? And I like that a lot. And of course, getting trained, always just a classic, beautiful thing right there, but it worked out very well for us. Dang. I don't even have the pass right now, so I'm gonna get 3 chests. But there we go. It's a nice progress already there. I gotta say, these chests look really goofy this season. I'll open the few chests that I did get, though. Why not? With little pearls in their mouths. Usually I wait till I have like a 10-banger for you guys, but beginning of the season, so we might as well go ahead and do that. Do I get another chest there? Yeah, I do. Okay. We'll pop all these open really quick, see what kind of new stuff we can get, and go from there. Do have one of each season chest, of course, ever since beta, because that's when I started playing. Which I will never open, unless they're going to shut the servers down one day. Then I'll be like, okay, let me open all my NFTs. Gear Nola, that barely looks like it's even, it's shiny a little, bro. Did you buff your Gear Nola? Cool, bro. What do you got from this Jamoke? Micro Dave. I kind of like that. Bro's got his little cherry pie or something. Got a little steam coming off of it. I respect that. Give me like something really cool. A new skin or something. Okay, I kind of like that. I got the little bees flying in there. Probably not an item I'm like looking to use, really. If I do Pig, I'd like to use his new pack at some point too. And that's what I wanted. A second Micro Dave. Of course. How could you go wrong with that? Well, either way, that was a beautiful way to start off Season 4. I really enjoy these items, and I really enjoy those fights. Like, the slowdown that they've done just by raising the cooldowns a little bit felt really good there. Like, I beat the smack out of a dinosaur duel. He didn't even, like, destroy but one of my items, and I just beat the crap out of him. And it just felt really good. I need to try some other variations of builds, especially, like, some poison stuff on Vanessa. That's what I want to do, and some burn stuff, see how that feels, except, you know, away from just Rushdown like this, but that was still a really fun one. Hope you did enjoy. If you did, you want to leave me a like and especially subscribe so you can see these every single day straight to your inbox. I'd really appreciate that. If you want to join my Discord server, go ahead and join that. It's in the link in the description below. And of course, check out my link to my advanced GG page as well, where you can save 10% off your order with code Roger10 or just by clicking that link. And I do get some kickbacks from that, which is a very direct way to help me out. And if you ever want early access to these videos, you can always join the channel membership. But all that said, I hope you did enjoy, and as always, have a great day.